One of my favorite Christmas stories is The Wise Men, the Magi. Matthew chapter 2. You probably know the story pretty well. It's a very favorite Christmas story because it feels like Christmas. And the next story, most of us know about it, but we don't think that it's a Christmas story because it doesn't feel like Christmas. Listen to it. Now, when they had departed, that is, the wise men, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream and said, Rise, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt, and remain there until I tell you. For Herod is about to search for the child to destroy him. And he arose and took the child and his mother by night and departed to Egypt. You see what I mean about it not being your typical favorite warm Christmas story? It's a story of suffering. It's a story of possible murder, a story of migration, not just to a different town nearby, but to a different country. And it's a story of an open-ended sojourn there. How's it going to end? And as I read that story, I want to say to myself, God, if I was Joseph, I would have said, Lord, you sent a star to these wise men and brought them all the way here to visit the new baby. And this baby is a miraculous virgin-born son. Couldn't you have at least prevented Herod from trying to murder Jesus? Where are you? And why don't you do what seems like should be done? Well, maybe you're there this Christmas. And I'm talking about being in a place where you wonder what God is doing in your life, what he's doing in your family, those why questions that don't get answered. And it makes Christmas not feel as warm and cozy and familiar as maybe it was in the past or you'd like it to be. And if that's not true with you, maybe it is true with somebody you know. I'd like to encourage you, if you're the first, if this is you, to remember that both stories are true. God is sovereign, and yet God allows evil and injustice for his own purpose, but for a time. And he doesn't ask us to tell him what to do. We can pray, of course. But he asks us to trust him in whatever he does. And then if you know somebody who needs the encouragement this Christmas of this passage, to be able to say the same God who gave Jesus as a virgin-born son, and the same God who sent the star, is the same God that permitted Herod to displace the Holy Family to a different country under the sentence of death. That God is the God who came to suffer and to die and to rise and to return. And that's the Jesus we celebrate at Christmas. Merry Christmas.